everyone. Welcome to the Vista Wellness Center. I'm Amalia, and I'm going to lead you through a meditation today to embody loving kindness. We also sometimes call this a metta meditation. The other word you might hear in relationship to this practice is Maitri. So Maitri or metta, loving kindness, is something that we first get comfortable with practicing toward ourselves, because it often is hard enough, challenging enough to love ourselves. And part of what I want to welcome into the practice that we're going to share today is that you have space to feel both in your body and that you have space to be with whatever thoughts come up around the fact that it is so hard for us to offer ourselves love and kindness. And one of the things that I think yoga can be really great at is helping us to remember that we are enough, that we are whole. And also it helps us to place the blame or the anger or the dissatisfaction that we might feel in appropriate places, which in my mind is often cultural expectations that are unreasonable. There's a very narrow window of what human beings have been shown that they're supposed to look like and what they're supposed to do and who you're supposed to love and what work looks like and accomplishment looks like and play and rest looks like. So all of these ideas that we're inundated from the time we're very small about kind of how to do this whole being human thing, when the reality is that there are infinite ways to do it, and the way that you do it is perfect. And the fault, often we turn it onto ourselves because we feel like we're not measuring up to these impossible standards, but the fault really lies elsewhere. So I just wanted to take a minute to put that out there, to offer this something that might arise as you practice this meditation. You might feel angry, you might get pissed off, you might have grief, and you might feel elated. All of those things are okay. So to get started, I thought what we would do is move a little bit out of our brain, where we tend to live and spend a lot of time, into our bodies. And you can do these practices either standing or seated. Probably there are other ways you could do them. I'm going to demonstrate these two ways, and you can see how it feels and works best for you. So the first thing that we'll do, just so that our body can settle to have our meditation practice, is to shake our arms. And this can be vigorous if your wrists are comfortable, if your shoulders are comfortable, you can really go for it. This could be a gentle shaking. You could shake in any direction. Somebody walks in while you're doing this, you can blame the weird yoga lady. It wasn't my idea. But the main thing that we want to do here is just to keep the movement going long enough that we're going to change the conditions a little bit in our body. We're going to bring some blood flow and some renewed circulation, and we might even give ourselves something to pay attention to that's different than what we've been paying attention to in the last little while. So let's say 5 more seconds of shaking your arms, and then let your hands rest wherever they're comfortable, and let your mind go to your arms so that you're feeling whatever is coming up in your body's experience, having been imitating Jello for a while and now still. You are a little bit more aware of the sensation of having arms and having hands and fingers. You notice your shoulders or your palms if they're resting on your legs. Just see whether you can stay with noticing whatever sensation is here for another moment. Do the same thing with our legs, and you can do this seated in a chair, shaking one leg at a time, maybe holding on for a little bit of support. You can stand up and shake one leg at a time. And just like with your arms, you get to shake any way that works for you. You can hold onto a wall for some stability, or maybe you embrace the wobbly nature of this. If you are seated and shaking a leg, you might feel like, oh, my belly is working a little bit to keep my leg up. Just see what you notice as you shake a leg, and you can sing the Hokey Pokey song if you want to. Careful not to kick the chair behind you, unless you're really feeling mad and it seems like a safe and appropriate way to release some of that anger. We'll do 5 seconds more on this leg, and then put it down. You might notice I'm closing my eyes here. That's just one of the ways that my body sometimes speaks a little bit more clearly to me when I'm taking away a sense of sight. Do that too if it feels comfortable. Welcome to leave your eyes open. Just noticing how my toes and ankle and knee and leg feels as a whole. The state of my thinking mind. And whenever you're ready, shake the other leg. And like I said in the beginning, we spend a lot more time, most of us, many of us, again, society conditions us to kind of live in our brains, but we live in our bodies. Some of us have privileged bodies that society makes it easier for us to move through the road in, and some of us have bodies that really encounter a lot of challenge just existing. So for right now, we're going to practice having some neutral relationship to our body, whatever its experiences are. And that might be an unpracticed sensation for you to engage with, having neutral relationship to your body. So if your brain starts to make a lot of a story about this, you can just notice, oh, there's my brain doing a little storytelling. My brain's super smart and intelligent and amazing, and that's what it does. See if you can let that go. I have a lot harder time shaking this leg, and my opposite leg is tired from holding me up. So let's do 5 seconds more, and then put it down. And take a moment to notice what you feel. Just this is strengthening your mental mindfulness muscles. This practice of coming back to what are you feeling, and then letting it go. No story about it, no judgment about it. Okay, so either seated or standing, we'll move with our breath. Let's do feet on the ground underneath you either way, feeling solidly into your footprints, and then inhale, reach your arms out and up. And as you exhale, let's take our arms over to the right so that we move the body into a little bit of a twist. Lowering my arms down and then inhaling to untwist, sweep the arms up, and exhaling to twist the other way. Now I'm going to get quiet while we repeat this a few times so that your attention gets to go back to sensing and feeling. Untwist one more time. And then slowly move your arms out through space. Imagine you're reaching to touch the walls on either side of you. And then rest your hands back down by your sides or into your lap. You can roll your shoulders a few times here. Wiggle your toes. Let's take a big breath in through the nose if you can. And then sigh it out through your mouth. No big deal. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. So now we're ready to have our meditation practice. The movement part of the practice is meditation in and of itself, but now we'll have meditation practice where we don't move around quite as much. So you want to have a comfortable or comfort adjacent position that your body can spend a few minutes in, maybe sitting in a chair or on some cushions on the floor. If seated doesn't work for you, you can absolutely do this standing or lying down. And take a moment when you get into that comfortable or relatively comfortable shape to decide what you want to do with your eyes. And my recommendation is, if it feels safe, you close them. And if you'd like to keep your eyes open, then see if you can take your gaze down, maybe toward the floor. Or if the eyes want to travel and move around in space, that's fine. But know that while you're here, you're going to be intentionally placing your focus on the words that we'll repeat in this meditation. And so the eyes are not going to be the central sensory organ. We're not going to be kind of fixing our gaze on any one thing in particular. So the takeaway from that is your eyes get to rest. They don't have a big job to do right. So maybe you'll take a hand onto your belly or onto your heart. Just give yourself a minute to settle in. We'll begin by taking a few more breaths. It can be slow and complete breaths at a pace that feels right for you. Do your best to let go of any concerns or distractions. Set aside the thoughts that might want to hold your attention, and you can pick them back up again after the meditation ends, if they still seem useful. So let's begin with ourselves. The words that you can say either aloud or repeated mentally in your head are these. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. Go through that again. And repeat after me aloud or in your head. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. While you say these phrases, allow yourself to sink into the intention they express. And that means even if you don't feel particularly loving or particularly kind toward yourself in this moment, you're working in that direction. You're expressing a desire to cultivate or to experience those feelings. You're open to the possibility that they could grow in you. If you notice that feelings of warmth, friendliness, or love are arising in your body, the sensations of lightness or tingling or comfortable warmth or anything else, see if you can stay with those sensations. Maybe if they're pleasant and enjoyable, invite them to take up a little more real estate in your body. Say the phrases again. You can allow any feelings that arise to grow as you repeat these phrases. If it helps, you can hold an image of yourself in your mind's eye. This might be useful in reinforcing the intentions that you're expressing, directing them toward you. So one more time. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at peace. One thing I'd like to mention at this point along our way is if these particular words don't feel full of meaning to you, don't resonate for you, you're welcome to alter them, change them up, substitute your own words with your own wishes for yourself. After you have completed a practice, maybe once or maybe 12 million times, offering these words to yourself, however often you need to hear them, this can be practiced where you hold in your mind's eye or you offer these intentions toward another person. And the recommended way we use the loving kindness meditation is that we start with ourselves. Then we offer it to someone who we hold dear, somebody we have a close and loving relationship with. And then eventually we progress from offering these phrases of well-being to someone that we love to a neutral person, your letter carrier or the grocery checker whose name maybe you don't know, but they don't pose a threat and they're not someone you have a particularly close relationship to. And then over time, and whenever you feel ready, if at all, you can use this practice and you can direct it towards someone with whom you have conflict with or you actively find challenging to be around. This is a way that slowly and always starting with ourselves, we put the intention and the practice of loving kindness into our own bodies, and from there, we put it out into the world. And it might seem like you're just sitting and saying a bunch of words, which is nice, which is fine. But I do want to emphasize again that we experience the world through our bodies, and that it may be more powerful than you initially recognize just to say these words towards your own heart, towards your own body, and stay present with the feelings that come up as you do that. I'm curious to know where things go from there. So before I leave you with this meditation, I want to say the words in the way that you might consider using them when you're offering them for another person besides yourself. So what that might sound like is, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Return to those phrases anytime, as often as you'd like, and for as long as you'd like. Even if you were to practice them just once, maybe once a week, planting a sweet little seed of metta or Maitri, seed of loving kindness. And so for that, your efforts and your willingness, you close your meditation with hands at your heart, a little nod of appreciation to yourself, just for being. Thanks.